You're sexy. Is that unprofessional of me? I don't know, I'm sorry, but like...
In today's video, we expose a disturbing case of prison power abuse. Meet D'Angelo Reyes. This cop is about to abuse his power in the sickest way possible, and all for his gain.
You're sexy. Is that unprofessional of me? I don't know, I'm sorry, but like... I'm just like, damn. You got a room? Okay.
D'Angelo Reyes. Officer Reyes grabbed a passerby's attention during an investigation. It all starts perfectly innocent, just like any cop making inquiries. She has no reason to be suspicious as this is a cop after all, but she has no idea what he has planned for. Officer Reyes is there on Sirius's official business. He's supposed to be tracking down a murder suspect, but instead, he decides to use this as an excuse to start a conversation with someone who catches his eye.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I heard some noise that direction, but I didn't see
Okay.
anybody.
Oh, do you live around here?
Yeah, I stay at the motel.
But Reyes has turned a routine inquiry into something a lot more personal.
What's your name?
My name?
I'm Eric.
Suddenly, he stops being a cop and starts flirting with the woman in question. He didn't even refer to himself as law enforcement and even gave her a false name, which is not only bad conduct as a cop, but unusual for someone trying to make a romantic connection.
You're sexy. Is that unprofessional of me? I don't know, I'm sorry, but like...
At that point, Reyes got out and took the woman's number and then used the police computer to look her up. A woman had a criminal history, something Reyes was going to use against her when he met her later at the hotel. He gave her a choice to sleep with him, or he would find a way to put her in jail. He did all this while he told us the department he was running reports. The victim, who was no doubt terrified of going back to prison, allowed Reyes to. But after the footage came to light, he resigned from the police force base as a first-degree charge for his crime. Charlene O'Banion. People in a position of power can often abuse that power to exploit others and fulfill their own needs. This can often happen in the prison system, where guards have the ultimate control over inmates, like in the case of prison guards, Charlene.
So we're detectives, we're not like internal affairs or anything like that. So what is being investigated could be a criminal investigation, and it could just be internal. But I tell you that to tell you that this is a voluntary interview. If you don't want to talk to us, you're welcome to walk out at any time.
Okay.
Having said that, we were notified of a possible improper relationship between you and Jacob Parker.
These detectives received a tip-off that Charlene and Parker had been secretly seeing each other while he was serving at Conroe Montgomery County Jail. Parker was far from a model citizen and was locked up for crimes including possession of a firearm and resisting arrest qualities. It seems attractive to prison guards, Charlene.
I don't know anything about it. I mean...
Do you know who I'm talking about?
He's in Pod 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I think about it. I mean, he's just a trustee that we have, around.
Okay. Have you talked to him on any jail phone calls or anything like that? Not at all? Okay. Is that cell phone number you gave me, is that a cell phone or a house number?
It's a cell phone.
Okay. Do you have any other cell phone numbers by chance?
Mm-mm.
Where are you typically assigned in the jail?
It depends. Sometimes I'm in Pod 5. Sometimes I'm in, like today, I'm in E-Quad.
The detective is asking a series of questions that he already has the answers to. He is just giving Charlene her opportunity to tell her side of things. An opportunity she passes, deciding to lie instead. If she just admitted what she'd done there, and then she could have saved herself, not just one of the most uncomfortable interrogations of all time.
And where is Jacob a trustee at?
I think he's in laundry. I've seen him in laundry. I don't think he's out on the floor or anything like that.
Okay. And where would you think that, like, this allegation will come from if there's nothing to it?
Well, I had a feeling this was coming. So there was an inmate named Coker, Justin Coker.
Okay.
And he got out of here for I don't know what period of time. And he tried to contact me on Facebook. And he sent me a message and I blocked him on Facebook. And I guess one time Parker was going back to E-Quad to use the bathroom, and he was talking like at the window with me, like at E-Quad, because I was in E-Quad. He was talking through the window, and I guess Coker like didn't like that, which I had no contact with him or anything. And I don't know why, like, he went up to, I don't know what was said between them, but he went up to Parker and said something, and then Parker ended up went back to the laundry. And Parker had told me that he had gone up to him and was like, don't talk to her, or something crazy like that. And I kind of just brushed it off. I was like, whatever, like, you know, because he had already returned. Like, he was out and then he returned. And when he was out, that's whenever he tried to contact me. So, but again, I never spoke to him or anything like that. And I mean, that was that. I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, don't listen to him, you know, and that was it.
Okay.
Right now, Charlene is trying to explain her way out of a tricky situation. To most cases, it would be her word against the detectives. All she had to do was keep calm and keep lying, and she could maybe get away with it. She may have concocted this story long before the interrogation, or she may be making it up as she goes along. By the way, these detectives are not buying it.
So, I'm just not trying to be rude here. Why would you expect this conversation to come up from that? Like now, if that happened a few months ago, I'm just trying to get where you're getting at there. You said you were kind of expecting something like this.
I don't know why, like, this, I'm wondering if, like, Coker maybe said something, like, to get him in trouble or me in trouble. Like, I don't know if that's the only thing I think that's, like, related that has anything to do with Parker.
And then the detectives drop a bombshell and reveal that they know an awful lot more than they're letting on. They suspect that Charlene is guilty of breaking the Prison Rape Elimination Act of 2003, which was created to deter sexual abuse in prisons. It specifically forbids an inmate-on-inmate sexual assault or abuse and staff-on-inmate sexual misconduct. That conduct can include assault and, more importantly, sexual relationships. Under the Act, a prisoner cannot legally consent to intercourse similar to how a child case. So any sexual contact between a prisoner and staff is seen as abuse. So what Charlene says next may help determine her fate.
So, I was kind of told of this about, what do you think, Chris, about 45 minutes ago? So I don't know exactly how it started, like who it started from. But I was told that it was brought to somebody's attention, and then we looked at jail calls. And there's jail calls between you and Parker. And all that stuff's recorded. So I don't think you're being completely truthful. Well, I kind of know that you're not. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say that.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kind of trying to lay it out on the table for you. Mm-hmm. You kind of get one shot at this of being truthful, and perception means a lot in criminal cases and internal cases. It's a huge deal. It sways people to do a myriad of different things, you know.
Right.
And this is kind of your chance to paint your own image.
Yeah.
So, can you kind of tell me what's going on here?
Charlene maintains her innocence, denying any relationship at all either inside or outside of the prison, and trying to suggest whoever gave them the tip-off is lying. But the detectives know she is lying and let her spin her story.
I guess a few years ago, we talked, and then I ended up here, and then he ended up here. I didn't know he was here. It wasn't anything like that.
Okay. So when you say y'all talked, like kind of dated a little bit before you started?
No, like he was never like my boyfriend. I just knew him from like the world.
Okay. So are y'all kind of talking in a sexual nature?
No.
Now that he's here?
Oh, no. Now that he's here, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's never been like phone sex or anything like that. Like, that's not. But like, we all joke around. Like, we all make, like, you know, like, that's what she said type things. But it's never like.
So what about some of these phone conversations?
No, not here or the phone.
I just mean conversations you are having on the phone.
No.
Since he's been in here.
Like sexual?
It turns out that Charlene and Parker knew each other a whole lot more than she was admitting to, with over 400 recorded calls detailing the pair's sexual encounters inside the prison, as well as plans to be together when Parker is released. To detectives know it's only a matter of time before she confesses. but not before some extremely personal, uncomfortable questions.
Well, I'm not saying having phone sex, talking about sexual acts. From what I'm listening to on the calls, I take it as that you've given him oral sex at some point, is what
No.
I gather from these calls.
No, that was like in the world, but we never dated. We just.
Okay. But you've had physical relationship with him when y'all were both
out. Yeah.
Okay.
That was before.
Okay.
But it was. We never like had sex or anything. It was just kind of like that.
You gave him oral sex?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was before, like, I knew he would end up here or that I would end up here or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know I'm sorry to get in your business, but
No.
the allegation's been made, so I want to have as much detail as I can
Right.
to say either way.
Mm-hmm.
So when do you think that was about? I know it's going to be hard if it was a couple of years ago, but...
Let me think. I want to say like in the past 3 years.
She reminds the detectives again and again that all this happened before he was sent to her prison. She went on to say she had met Parker while out with friends in Houston. Parker and Charlene caught each other's eye, and they've swapped phone numbers and met up a couple of times, and that Charlene claims is the end of it. But these detectives know better. Charlene goes on to tell the detectives that they have never been alone in the prison, but they have spoken on the phone. In just 15 minutes, she has gone from hardly knowing Parker at all to speaking to him regularly. For the detectives, it's still not adding up, so they decided to bring out their secret weapon.
A recording of just the most recent call for us to listen to. And kind of my intent behind that is I still don't feel like you're coming out with the whole thing. So, like I said, I'm not trying to badger you or nothing. I just think that it's important that we know exactly what happened. So initially you said you kind of like played it off like you hardly knew him.
I mean, I didn't play it off like I knew him. I just.
Like, oh, you kind of like stood there and thought.
Oh, right now.
Parker, yeah, I think he's in pot 6. But I just looked in the system. There was like almost 400 calls. So between y'all.
Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? Kind of how it would seem from my point of view. And like I said, no judgment here. I just want to know the truth. That's it.
I mean.
So before we go into all this, do you want to just tell me the truth?
The closer the detectives get to the truth, the more uncomfortable Charlene gets. She still denies doing anything wrong, even though she knows the detectives have every phone call she has made to Parker. If she had told the truth from the start, she could have avoided being confronted with their most damning evidence.
I really wasn't like tripping about not making a store this week because I've won the last 3 games in a row.
You're crazy, baby.
Crazy about you.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. So fast.
Did you just call me a stupid?
Oh, that's what you sounded like a while ago.
No, I didn't say
yeah, you did.
I mean, maybe just a little, but I didn't sound that. You exaggerated.
That's so bad.
Dude, I need to clean out my fridge.
What are you doing, dude?
I'm putting the leftover macaroni and cheese in the fridge.
Oh my God.
Even though we all know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're not gonna fucking eat them.
I am.
In 2 weeks, you're gonna be like, oh, it's gonna look like a fucking science experiment in that refrigerator.
It looks like that right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
yeah, it's bad. It's not that bad, but yeah.
Oh, I'm on your ass.
I need to clean that fridge out.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff to clean and get rid of before you come home. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Even though Charlene says it's been a year since they were involved with each other, the way they're talking with each other tells the detectives differently. She has barely moved in her chair, but we can see that she looks incredibly uncomfortable with her legs crossed in front of her in a subconscious effort to shield herself from the cops. She's uncomfortable with being caught out in a lie, but things are still going to get way worse from here.
I mean, you're stuck with me regardless, but I
Oh,
want
okay.
you to like
Girl.
I just want you to look at me sometimes and be like, damn, my woman's fine.
Fine as wine.
Hmm.
Super fine.
Super.
Super.
Oh, God.
You are fine, baby.
Hmm?
You are fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Even after the call was played, Charlene still denies anything has happened in the prison and claims that all these references are from 3 years ago when they first met. Getting her to confess is proving tricky, so the second detective takes over and makes it very clear she doesn't have long to do the right thing.
You have any questions coming to mind, Chris?
Yes. So I've noticed one thing, and I want you to understand this about both of us. Both of us are veteran homicide detectives, okay? I've been doing this a while. All right? You seem to have blanks in your memory when we get to certain details, but you remember being groped in the blowjob from 3 years ago. I find that hard to believe, okay? This is your one chance to be honest with us.
Yes.
Once we get up and walk out and we're done, we're done.
Maybe it was the detective's tone, or maybe she was feeling outnumbered and cornered. Whatever it was, it made her break, and suddenly she decided the game was up.
Yeah.
And honesty is the only thing that's going to help you with us.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice to you right now is to be honest with us. Have y'all had any inappropriate contact, whether it's groping, blowjobs, vaginal, anal sex, anything, hand jobs? Yes, I am being vulgar to get a point across.
Yeah, no, it's not. None of that.
Then what is it?
I might have given him a blowjob in the back part of me.
In the back part of the quad? Okay. How long ago was that?
A few months ago.
A few months ago? How long have you worked here?
Since April.
Since April this year?
Mhm.
Was he already here?
He was right here.
Okay. Do you know how long he's been here? Don't know. Okay.
Not at the top of my head.
So a few months ago, you gave him a blowjob in the back of B. Is that correct? In this B quad, correct? Were there any other witnesses to it? Okay.
No.
I'm just wondering because
Like people standing around while I'm.
Well, you worked days, right?
Yes.
Were you working days at the time? That's why I'm asking. Was anyone around? Because I mean, everybody's up in daytime. It's not like the jail's locked down.
These detectives finally wore Charlene down after almost an hour of questioning. She goes on to give details of the day she gave Parker sex in November 2021 and says that's the only sexual moment between the two since she started working at the jail. Even so, it's a disgusting abuse of power and a horribly inappropriate act for the workplace, and she's about to find out how much trouble she really is.
I'm gonna ask, but I feel like I know the answer. I'm losing my job.
So that's not really up to me. Internal Affairs is aware of the allegation, and they will probably their investigation is separate from ours.
Losing her job should be the least of our worries, as she was eventually sentenced to 100 days in prison, and a surprisingly low sentence for such a brazen act of negligence and exploitation. Please consider liking and subscribing to our channel for more content on uncovering truth and seeking justice.